that you three have a special gift? Do you know what that means?
No.
No, you three are bilingual.
What is that?
Have you heard that before?
Mm-mm.
Bilingual means you speak 2 languages.
Oh.
What languages do you speak?
I speak Spanish and English.
Spanish and English? Do you speak, Natalie?
Spanish and English.
What do you speak, Valeria?
English and...
Sometimes people speak 3 languages, which means they're trilingual.
I speak English, Spanish, and I forgot the other one, but it's a different language.
Is it from Guatemala? Yeah, so she is trilingual, because bi means 2, and tri means 3. Guess what? Me.
It's
Two.
English.
Monolingual.
What's
Do you know what that means?
4?
Oh, I wish.
Five?
Mono means 1.
Oh.
What language do I speak?
English.
English. I'm trying to learn Spanish. So when I say you have a special gift, it means that you have not just 1 language. You have 2, you have 3. And that is amazing. So keep speaking Spanish at home, okay?
I don't speak Spanish.
And then you what?
I don't speak Spanish.
You do?
Sometimes.
Okay. It's important. You stay connected with your family, your siblings. So here's the thing. At school, our job is to teach you English and to make sure that you end up with your Spanish and your English, okay? So do you remember every year, sometimes around this time, you have to take, and this is why you were asking about an assessment, you have to take a test about English, and you have to do reading, you have to do writing,
And then the speaking one.
there's speaking, and then there's listening. Do you remember doing that last year?
Oh, yes.
Natalie, do you remember too? You know what? I don't know if you used a microphone or if you just spoke right into the Chromebook.
You get your earphones.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Did you wear headphones?
Yeah, because
I
I
use
did in the
microphones.
office.
You used what?
A microphone. I use
A
headphones.
microphone? Well, this year with the Chromebooks, you'll do the speaking all by yourself. You don't have to be in a room with anybody, and you can just talk right into the Chromebook. But before see, I don't want to just sit down and talk about a test you have to take. Tests are not very fun, right? I want to show you first, before we look at that, I want to show you how you have done the last 2 years. So, Valeria, okay, Natalie, Valeria, 2 Valerias. So, this is a graph that shows you in the last 2 years, in 2016 and 17, how you've done in the reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Okay? So if you look at, what do you think the green, what do you think
Your
that
goal.
means? What does a goal mean? What does that mean if that's the goal?
It means you reach. It's like you reach. You reach a goal.
2016.
It means you.
You're on the right track. She said a goal means you reach something. So if you have a goal,
So this is from
it's something you're trying to achieve, or something that it's like I call it the goal line, right? So you'll notice that what we're looking for, or what our goal is to have a 4 or a 5 in all 4 of those areas: reading, writing, listening, speaking. Yeah.
I have a question. This is from 2016.
Yep. So what grade were you in last year?
Third.
3rd grade. So the orange bar is what you got in 3rd grade.
Well,
The blue one is what you had in 2nd grade. So if I look at Valeria's here, let's look at writing. In 2nd grade, what level were you?
2.
And then in 3rd grade, you were,
3.
and now in 4th grade, you're going to get a
4.
yay! That's what I want to hear. So if you have 4 or 5, that's the goal. Okay? Look at listening, Valeria. What did you have in 2nd grade?
4.
What did you have in 3rd grade?
4.
You already met the goal. What about in speaking? What were you in second grade?
A 2.
What were you in third grade?
4.
You already met the goal. That's awesome, right? Let's look at Natalie's. Natalie, let's look at listening. What were you in second grade?
3.
Uh-huh. And what about last year in fourth grade? I mean third grade. A 3. Yeah. So you stayed at a 3 for 2 years, which is just fine. This year, you want me to predict what's going to happen?
I'm gonna get to the 4.
I think so too, right? Because you're improving a lot, okay? So when you take this, the ELPA this year, it's called the ELPA. It's not a weird word. Have you heard of that before? ELPA, E-L-P-A, it looks like this. It stands for English.
Language.
Proficiency.
Assessment.
Can you try to say that? Proficiency. Assessment. Yeah, so this word proficiency is another word for goal.
Okay.
It's another word for proficient. If you're proficient at something, it means you got it, right? Like, you can walk really well. When you were born, you can walk, right? You're a little baby. Now you're proficient at walking. You got it. You can
I
do
didn't
it.
walk when I was a baby.
Well, yeah, most babies don't walk. So that's the goal, right? So let's look at Valeria's here. Whoa, what do you notice? What do you notice in your graph?
That I beat my goal of listening.
You already met the goal for listening. What level are you in listening?
4.
4. So we'll want to do that again this year, right? So what do you notice about reading or writing?
That I'm in 2.
A level 2, yeah. So in second grade, you were a level 2? And what were you in third grade?
Level 2.
So what do you think that means?
You need to work on it.
Okay, so it's an area we want to work on. That's something good to say. Also, when you take this, it's one day, right? Where you do the reading one day. So sometimes if you have a bad day, or you're tired, or you're, oh, this is boring, I don't want to take it, that can also impact your scores too, right? So one of the things that we're going to do here is make sure that you take the ELPA when you're feeling good. You're only going to do one at a time, so you don't have to sit for too long, and that you can do your best. Does that sound good? Because that's all we ask. You just try your best. Okay. So what, if I said, what's your goal for this year in fourth grade? Larry, what do you want to see? How do you want to see your graph change when you get this back in a couple months?
You get to 4.
You want to get 4s in all of them? Do you want to try to get a 5 in one of those? You can get up to a 5.
You can?
Yeah, you only have to have a 4, but you can get into a 5 in those two. Okay. What's your goal, Valeria?
To get reading and writing and speaking to 4.
To 4s? Okay. What about you, Natalie? What's your goal?
To get reading and writing and speaking. Up.
Oh, I like how you just said up. She didn't say, I want to get 5s in all of them. Sometimes that's not, we don't want to set goals that are too difficult to reach, right? So Natalie might not go from a 1 all the way to a 4, but I love how you said, I want to go up. I want it to get better. What do you think would be a good goal, Natalie? A 2, a 3? What are you thinking? What do you want to shoot for?
A 3.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan. For these two, what about listening?
A 4.
I think you can do that too. And I think with speaking, if you get to do it by yourself and you're not in a room with other kids, I think you're going to find that speaking is a lot easier this year too. Because I hear you speaking all the time.
Are we going to be in each a different room?
So you'll take with either with me or Miss Wells. You know both of us. Yeah, you work with Miss Wells all the time. Where I think you probably will do it in the same room for reading and writing. But the speaking one, we'll let you have your own space for it. So you might do it in Miss Wells' room or in here, so you can just do it really quick. You don't have to listen to other students who are speaking. Does that sound okay?
Okay.
All right. Do you want to see what it looks like?
Yeah.
So when you open,
I read no, go to